Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the finals of the losers bracket. Of course, we're gonna have the winners bracket as well. But it is the final of the losers bracket, which is something to celebrate a little bit. So I will say cheers very much, and we'll let the finals of the Gimle battles commence. And if you enjoyed it, do not forget to like this video. And first out, we are having Rollola by Imp, and as you probably know, Imp has a lot of ships in the winners bracket, and the only design that Imp constructed that actually lost against the Gimle class, well, here it is in the finals. And it will be facing the Obelisk gate. Over here. Yes, I do realize I need to reload the battle because I always forget which is an airship. Anyways, this is the BBS Obelisk Gate by Kevin Try. And Kevin Try is our matros, indeed. So this is an Onyx Watch fan build, if that is not obvious. And before the battles will start, I'll just want to say huge thanks to all of the members in the Ecclesiarchy. And you're watching this video early. Probably. Because you can. As a YouTube member. Anyways, also big thanks to the commissioned officers in the army of Gmodism. Commodore Owen, Captain Sebastian Dode, Captain Shiro, Lieutenants Anto, Cravey, Flaros Dagon, Josef Wichovsky, Hard by Greed, Vincent Veritas, Rick Proel, and Scuba Rocks. And all our cadets. Your continuous support helps us a lot to make this content. Anyways, huge thanks to you that are watching this video as well. If nobody watched our videos, we wouldn't make them anyways. So do indeed like the video and, well, stay tuned. Let us restart this battle with some better elevation and let the battles commence. Well, I think this is pretty exciting. Here we have her, the Obelisk Gate. Let indeed the battles begin. Now, alright, guns are aiming and they're blazing. We got some pack damage incoming here. Ew, very interesting. I wonder... Ew, do we have a Pierce pack here? I think we got the Pierce pack. And we got the very characteristic stream of damage. It's bobbing up and down like crazy, trying to avoid imaginary cramshells. Oh, look at that. The Obelisk Gate is really struggling with all these incoming shots. Man, the water looks messed up. Since this... Yeah... We can't have the fancy GPU ocean for obvious reasons. The battle is already stuttering a little bit. I'm starting to suspect maybe the Obelisk Gate has some performance issues. I'm not sure though, because it does adhere to the rules, and I did make sure that we spawned the battle version this time. I hope we did last time. Well, whatever. Oh, bam! Obelisk Gate took some damage. What is Rollo popping in here? That's some serious cram shells. Damn, that deals some damage. Cram damage is king. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If you are able to hit your opponent with cram shells, it is the damage type to deal maximum amount of damage. It's not even a debate, it's just fact. However, if your enemy is able to avoid getting hit, well, that's another story. If your enemy won't get hit even by your cram shells at all, then they are pretty safe. That's for sure. But if they will, bring some crams. It does surprise me a little bit that the Obelisk Gate does not come with some extra crams, but it has made it pretty far into the losers bracket. We are here in finals. We're gonna have 1-2 battles, And then we're gonna have a third battle, and that battle will be very decisive, which will be able to get a spot. So basically, where we are right now, there is basically gonna be one of these 4 opponents in this video is not gonna have a place on the podium, unfortunately. Yeah, at least they can know that it's not you know, it's not personal. It might as well be luck based, you know. Not that that makes anyone happier, but we can see that Rollo has really the upper hand here. 96% by the Obelisk gate is at 90, but the Obelisk gate is, as you already know, a water-based design, which obviously has some well, some perks, because when the Rollo gets damaged, it's going down into the water and it's instantly going to despawn. So I am going to stick with what I know, and I'm going to assume that the BBS Obelisk gate is going to the finals. I guess it's technically the semi-finals right now. This and the next battle is the semi-finals, right? And then we have the finals next battle, supposedly. Depending on who wins, to be honest. It's a little bit weird, but challenge.com makes my brackets, and they're pretty reliable, so they know what they're doing. I don't. Well, anyways, I just love these material storage boxes, just like duct taped on top of the rear of the ship. It's kind of cool. Well, we're popping some scary crams here, that's for sure, and they are doing serious frag damage. Serious frag damage. Look at that. Oh no, it didn't take it out right. I'm almost looking to slow down time a little bit here. Perhaps we should even dive in and see what's happening here. Crams are like really scary. You cannot stop them. You can only evade them. Which is why a airship-based cram platform like the Rollo technically, like theoretically, should be a really good design that's really like safe. But then again, the Rollo, she actually lost against the Gimle. Gimle handed her own ass. So there is that. Sometimes theory doesn't hold up, you know. That's why we have the long hours of Imperial testing videos. Right. So did it get it obviously got through there. Oh, look at that. We have some EMP damage there. I do not remember exactly what happened in each battle. We had so many Gimle battles that you have to forgive me for not remembering exactly what happened in each battle. But I do hope that the Obelisk gate is properly EMP secured, because otherwise we will have issues. Let us speed up time to normal time, or as normal as can be. Ooh, ouch. Well, those mortars aren't very scary, so you know, it's like the Gimle's mortars. They're really overrated. It's just very scary for people who put no armor on the deck. Well, of course a hollow point cram cannon hitting your turret will hurt if you have no armor on the top of the turret. So there is that, but you know. And that's also a thing. Sometimes it can be really valuable to basically not have a failsafe on your weapons. When it comes to laser system, if you're trying to armor your laser like output tube with a lot of armor, it can be a little bit dangerous to have it armored, because if you do, the failsafe will hinder it from firing when the like laser outputs are getting damaged, because they cannot like have a safe fail-safe area through the tube. And that can cause some real problems, because that can mean that your laser isn't firing at all. So for lasers, it's generally a better idea to turn off the failsafe and make sure that you limit the turret's turning angles, so it like technically cannot shoot on your own ship, or set up the failsafe to be really narrow and like very short. But yeah, it can be safer to turn it off. So there is that too. It's better that, for example, a laser turret burns through its own protective tube if it can't fire it at all anyways, than not firing at all. Alright, the Rollo is really keeping its upper hand here. It looks like the Obelisk gate may not be able to get this battle as a victory, as I did assume. It looks like Imp, our very high successful builder for the Gimle battles, is probably gonna provide a victory here. 94%, it hasn't moved that much for some time. I don't know if the Obelisk gate's cram cannons are just not... Oh, it shot itself. You know, speaking of the devil, as they say, I suppose that it basically did not have a failsafe there done. Well. Probably a good example. It's really important to keep dealing damage. If you can't keep dealing damage, it's something wrong with your design. 73%, yes, bam. These battles are very hardcore, because there is of course only one battle that is going to decide here. The loser's bracket is pretty hardcore, and that is, if you didn't know that, that's because the loser's bracket for the Gimle challenge is an afterthought. I did actually not intend to show participants against the Gimle whom lost against the Gimle again. But I decided to let in the best of the losers in the winner's bracket again, since the game had some updates and it's possible that some stuff has actually changed, which could potentially change the results. For example, fire damage was introduced between the first iteration of the Gimle and above that. Something else was, besides fire, we also have APS get a little damage buff, and of course with fire comes that laser does fire damage, so all wooden designs are effectively weaker than they were when the battles of the Gimle started. Sorry. So that can be good to know. So I decided to basically let the best of the losers participate again, because you never know, they may be a victor. Well, rest in peace, BBS Obelisk Gate. It is confirmed we will see no more of the BBS Obelisk Gate. It is a very valiant, strong and fun looking design with all its interior and stuff. If you want to check out that, please check out the earlier video with the Obelisk Gate battling the Gimle. Yeah, next big battle we're having, I'm going to put in some kind of disclaimer bracket, whatever, that all submissions can be made public or something like that, because right now we don't have that. So unfortunately, I cannot share any of the designs which participated in the Gimle battles. However, if you want to get hold on some of the design, for example, Imp's designs, you can go into our Discord channel And in the from the depth, I don't remember if it's in the from the depth channel, or if it's in the Army of Gmodism channel. But anyways, there is a pinned message with a link to a Google Drive, and that Google Drive contains all the participants that saw the message and decided to share their design for public view. A few of the Gimle participants are also available in Steam Workshop. Not a lot of them though. And the ones that are not in the folder in the Google Drive for public access, well, you basically have to go to the Gmodists community here on our Discord and basically ask the person. Because the thing is, when we participate in the Gimle challenge and any other challenge from Army of Gmodism or just Gmodism channel, we're always using people's Discord names as like the participant name. So you can basically just ask folks, and yeah, it's very simple like that. Anyways, big congratulations to Imp. The Rollo is going to the finals. Very, very scary. We're gonna see, however, if it's the UCS Resolute or the Haggle Slag, which will be meeting the Rollo in single combat. And naturally, if you are participating in the Gimle battles and you want to share your design publicly with whomever, remember to go to said link and upload your design to the Google Drive so other people can access it. And if you really want them to access this, the sooner better, because when you watch this video, it's probably good that it's there pretty fast. So if you're watching this video and you check the folder now, check in like a week and maybe it's there, the design you're looking for, I don't know. Just ask the builder on our Discord otherwise. Here we are. This is the Haggle Slag by Sanglune. Very classical battleship design with azipods and everything that a proper battleship needs. A narrow interior. Then we got the UCS Resolute by Omicron, which is a hilarious design, which is actually surprisingly strong due to, you know, the builder, Omicron, seemed to not think it's that strong, but it's surprisingly good. We're here in semi-finals, so that is a receipt that it is objectively, definitely, one of the strongest designs in the losers bracket, period. So even if Omicron may be a little bit not satisfied, well, I don't think you should be, because the UCS Resolute is objectively one of the strongest thing in the losers bracket, and you can just look at a list of people that are not in the semi-finals, and you can definitely be assured that this is objectively a really strong and really good design. If it had some more luck, it could probably have won over the Gimle. Yeah. All right. We're starting off strong here. It doesn't look as dramatic, the damage that the Omicron's Resolute is dealing, because it is a sand blaster. So we are vigorously drilling away here, and you can see it's drilling away at that turret. Oh my god, I think it killed the turrets. Ooh, bam! Look at that. That's some serious dealing damage. Look at this turret. It's absolutely messed up. Someone has killed its... oh, bam! The turret is about to fall off any second. Man, we need to pause this thing. Look at it. Look at it. Nothing is down here, so it's only some armor blocks, but it doesn't matter, because its weapon controller computer is gone anyways, so yeah, it's not coming back. I wonder if it's EMP insulated. Perhaps the UC Resolute uses a tiny bit of EMP as well? I don't remember. It might just be some luck that killed the block. Probably. EMP at this scale isn't very normal, let's say. Yeah, proper sandblasting strategy. A lot of people popping sandblasters are putting in fins to it as well. However, I will want to say that it is better to use tracers instead of fins, because tracers will make the shots accurate as well, but they will not make them slower. Now, of course, if you have to make sure they can shoot underwater as well, this is another point here. But still, fins will just make you deal less damage, honestly. Well, back to the battles. We got the Resolute over there, and we got the Haggle Slag over here. It is very even. 88 versus 88 percentages. They are both APS-based systems, but they are dealing damage in completely different ways. We have a kinetic sandblaster on one side, right here actually, and where we came from, we have a mostly Shem design. So we're dealing chemical damage. Basically, we got some EMP, we got some explosive, we got some frag, we got a party mix of shells basically, but in different shells. And they are friendly, colored, three colors very easily. Tricolore, but different. It's here yellow, red, and blue. What flag is that? I'm not that good at flags. Post in the comments what flag that is. There are several, I bet, but you know. If you know a flag with those three colors only, post it. Post it in the comments field. Anyways, Haggle Slag is really providing some crazy damage. The Resolute, she looks like she's about to die. Really does. And then you look at the score, and then you realize that the thing we looked at is actually in the lead. So, if that's the case, how does St. Luna's Haggle Slag look? Well, she ain't looking great, but I think the low... Oh no, another turret has been killed. Well, those local weapon controllers would need some more armor, that is very certain. Omicron's drilling is just drilling away, and it's just... Man, I do think that this is very interesting. So Resolute's Omicron is basically targeting underwater mostly. It seems that it mostly wants to target block underwater, and that basically means that it will sandblast on areas where people are most likely to put turret spin blocks and stuff like that. So it actually has great potential of killing the local weapon controller, the turret block, like vital components on designs like the Haggle Slag or similar. And you can see that on the score. Haggle Slag's lead in score is... It's 1% bigger now than it was before. Obviously, the Resolute isn't doing great either. Honestly, either of this design could easily have won, no question about it. You can see that only 1 out of 6. No. Okay, they were just reloading. Okay, so many of the guns are actually still working. Bam! These are sturdy. We have some real chunky armor here. A lot of wood, which is objectively the best health point sponge block there is in From the Depth. You get the most amount of health points per material if you use wood, so it's great. And here we got the Haggle Slag. She uses a very unusual armor scheme. I'm not sure I commented on this before, but we shall definitely do that now. You can see we have a lot of spaced armor. We have alloy and even some heavy armor as stacked wedges like this. I wouldn't do that, because if you do that, you are not safe against fire damage. If you bring oxidizer, you can still deal damage underwater. And they're not safe against thump. And I would probably want to backstack this era here too. Also, when you have a separated block like this, you don't get the AC bonus. So it's usually better to have one. Yeah, and then one block backing it, but whatever. This is not a video that's explaining how to build ships. The Haggle Slag is obviously a great design that's really good and basically objectively better than anything else in the losers bracket, except these four. These other three contestants in the finals. Anyways. We shall see, however, if the Resolute is able to really keep it up. Because if the Resolute gets her last guns killed, she has absolutely no chance at all. But it seems that these guns are some pretty sturdy setup. I bet they are not set up with a failsafe, because that would be potentially devastating. I don't know though. Maybe Omicron will describe this in the comments field. What is definite, however, is that this thing should definitely switch sides. Man, it's so damaged on this side, it's not even funny. So I got a strong feeling that if it would have swapped sides, it would absolutely, no question about it, be able to win this battle. Why is the Haggle Slag going backwards? Oh no! No, 3 turrets are disabled completely, even though the turret cap is still there. Haggle Slag at 66%. It's not looking great, but the Omicron's Resolute is at 70%, and that is a difference of 4%, which is actually a little less gap than it was before. This is an extremely even battle. I think anyone can tell that either of these designs could have won it. Could win this battle. Could still, actually. But obviously, at this point, I do believe a little bit more in the UCS Resolute. But we shall see. We shall see who takes it home, because 69 versus 65, it is a very, very, very narrow gap. Man, it just takes a really good hit of either party to be able to win it, and that is as it always is. Very, very interesting. 67 versus 64. This is absolutely insane. We have fires all over the place. This battle is so much luck-based. I do think that Sanglune and Omicron is really clenching their seats right now, because this is a very interesting battle. Omicron is in the lead by 2%, and it's very, very obvious that the Haggle Slag or the Resolute could win this. Now, I do honestly think that the UCS Resolute has a better chance against the Rollo than the Haggle Slag has, because the Haggle Slag's shells are just a little bit too slow. Yeah, they are just a little bit too slow. I don't think they will be able to hit the Rollo, if I'm gonna be quite honest. And if the Haggle Slag takes this home, well, I think that the Rollo will be the victor of the losers bracket, which would be pretty funny. Oof. Resolute's Omicron is at 64%. This is extremely even. 3 turrets are still active. And this Haggle Slag by Sangaluna is at 62%. Oh no, the Resolute! Look at it, 63% versus 62. The Haggle Slag is really digging in here and dealing some serious damage. This is very, very, very tight. It is so even, it's not even funny anymore. Look at this thing. I think we only have 1 gun working. No? I think we have 2 guns working. Maybe. Yeah, we do. I think one of them are a little bit messed up, to be honest. And the Resolute is keeping its lead here, 62%. Versus Haggle Slag. She is at 61%. Oh no, they are both at 61%. They basically have the exact same score. Oh my. Oh my, didn't I set a 10-minute limit? Was it a 15-minute limit? Oh man, the rules should stop the battle immediately if we have a time limit. Maybe it was 15 minutes, I assume. Because I restarted the game recently, so it's yeah. By the way, if you have played for days, never turned off the game, and it lags real bad, try to restart the game. It usually solves a lot of performance issues. So when I loaded in a lot of ships for some battles or something like that, and then like the FPS kind of drop, there is some kind of memory leak problem or something like that in From the Depth. I'm not really sure, but basically then it can be a good idea to basically restart From the Depth and maybe even the computer, and it's usually fine, just so you know. Resolute is now at 57.8%, and the Haggle Slag is at 61.5. Oh no. The UCS Resolute is not dealing damage anymore. I do think that if it's not gonna deal damage, well, we probably can tell that the victor will be the Haggle Slag by Sangaluna. 56%, just a few percentages from the spawning on the Omicron side. This is the Haggle Slag, and I think we'll see the Haggle Slag fighting against the Rollo. We shall see though. 55.4, 55.2, 1.5. Oh, there we have it. Big congratulations to Haggle Slag by Sangaluna. This is a really good battleship design, and it was really successful in defeating the Resolute Omicron, which we will not be able to see again. Look at the poor thing. It looks very, very sad. Well, This score is indeed finalized. So we're going to go to the last battles, the final. Will it be the Haggle Slag by Sangluna, or will it be the Rollola by Imp, which is the strongest ship in the loser's bracket? But the strongest ship, as promised, will get their spot in the winner's bracket, so, you know, that's something. To, like, win and hope that the updates has been kind to your design. But man, that was crazy even. Crazy even. By the way, when you like check out stuff, you can see like the version number on participants. You can see some like the Singularity version 2 and the Obelisk gate here. Like the version number. You can see who's been working like extremely hard getting the design exactly how they want it. So that's fun. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the finals? Well, I'm not. So cheers for that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have them. If you haven't liked the video already, this is a good time to do so. This is the BB29-9P3K Haggle Slag by Sangluna, which has proven itself to be a most formidable combatant that will hand most other opponents in the loser's bracket its own ass. Versus Rollo's, or no, Imp's Rollo, the very funny airship frontsider cram delivery system thing with a natural solarium type of area. With really funny ass cram cannons that are attached to the innards with a tiny connection tube that makes it hilarious. Let the battle commence. Which will be the strongest combatant in the loser's bracket? I don't know. But we will see. Oh, bam! Was that the pack? That's like a Doom pack level system, man. Well, anyways. Rollo takes the lead because it's not gonna be hit. And I do suspect that Rollo's Imp will have a good chance of winning this, because look how she's dodging. Do we have like any shell hitting yet? Basically no. Look at the damage, 99.7%, just basically nothing hit it so far. More and more will hit it, but since it has so thick front armor, I'm wondering if that's gonna be enough. Haggle Slag is at 96.9%, so it's still early. But Rollo, she is at 99.5%, so it is a lead, of course. The Haggle Slag, she's a really quick ship, so it's hard to hit it with crams, but it's still possible, absolutely possible. And they, of course, deal some serious damage. Well, Rollo, she is still at 99%, as I said that we went down to 98.797. Okay. Oh no. It's fun to look close, but not that close. Like proper RTS view. Anyways, let us indeed look at the... Oh, it's just bopping up and down like this. Oh, bam! Sagluna's Haggle Slag got a real serious hit there. Something scary was hit. We can see that we lost a turret. A big hole is now here where there once was a turret. Looks like many of the remaining turrets are damaged as well. We get incoming shots here. Is it so that Imp is going to basically prove that the Rollola lost was just pure bad luck? Who knows? Maybe Rollola will be the victor of the Gimle losers bracket, effectively having another go, or having the chance of another go with the upgraded Gimle. For the winners bracket of the Gimle, I have decided to include the upgraded version of the Gimle, which is not yet done, but a work in progress thing. Because that's fun. I want to see if I could make improvements that basically makes it beat stuff, but well, we shall see. That is not done yet, just the planning stage, but you'll see that later when it comes out. 97%. Rollo is keeping its grounds very, very well. Looks like Sanglune couldn't just bring some systems to be able to deal with the Rollo, which isn't surprising. I would think that the UCS the Omicron's UCS Resolute would have better chances against the Imp, but maybe we can check out such a battle as a little extra battle just for fun. Later, we'll see. Alright. Haggle Slag, she is at 83%-ish. Well, it's not all over. You can see that 5 out of 6 cannons is working. Or maybe 4.5, because one is literally half. The barrel is off. 81 versus 96%. Is it just me, or did like the damage dealing aspect of this battle kind of slow down a little bit? Kind of feels like that. Bam! That's a lot of blocks missing. Look at it. The Haggle Slag isn't looking very happy. That we have to say. Man, look at this thing. Many, like, oh, the front turret is disabled, but we got 4 turrets left and some auxiliary ones as well. 78%. It's still dealing damage though, it's just that, oh bam, we got a pretty bad hit there over at Rollo's. Imp's design that lost against the Gimle is surely a very strong design nonetheless. Haggle Slag, also a very beautiful design, but here we have 1, 2, 3 turrets. Oh bam, 2 are disabled. This is very, very, very interesting. I feel like I don't know who will win, honestly. I think Rollo's Imp will win due to the lead in terms of materials, but again, it's also an airship, so it could be sunken much easier. If it gets too damaged, it will fall into the water, and if it does, it's dead, basically. Oh, bam, look at that. It's only one. We only have an auxiliary turret shooting at incoming stuff. Then we have like one sad APS turret. 64%. Well, I suspect that the Imp by Rollo will be the victor. We're gonna see though. Sometimes dependent on where a participant started, there might be an extra battle to decide for sure which is the winner. 60% versus 95. I'm pretty sure that Imp's Rollo will take this home. She is a quite good battleship indeed. So even though Imp's design that did not defeat the Gimle, it apparently is probably the best one the losers bracket had to come with anyways, which is absolutely crazy. Oh bam, 55.3%. It is official in any second now that Rollo by Imp is the best ship in the losers bracket, which is going to have another chance in the winners bracket. Man. Imp has so many designs in the losers bracket, in the winners bracket I mean, that it's absolutely insane. So that Imp is able with a losing design to win in losers bracket and get back into the proper Gimle tournament, well, we must say that Rollo has definitely proven its worth. Decisively. Well, congratulations, Imp. Well, the results are as followings. First place in the losers bracket, we have Imp with Rollo. So congratulations there to your gold. The second place goes to Sanglunia's BB29 9P3K Haggle Slag. And the third place goes to BBS Obelisk Gate by Kevin Try. So congratulations to your spots in the winners bracket. And good news. All of you three, bronze, silver and gold, will go to the winners bracket and participate in double elimination Gimle tournament. So your ship has a proper chance of winning it all again. And perhaps it just were unlucky facing the Gimle that first time. We don't know, but you'll know later because you're gonna be in the proper Gimle battle, 3 of you. Now, I was a little bit tempted to see the UCS Resolute fight the Rollo, so we're gonna have that as an extra battle right now. Alright, there we have it. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how this battle commences. Will the Rollo be able to defeat the UCS Resolute as well, or not? Ooh, the swarm of Shem shells are just popping in here and dealing some serious surface damage. Now comes the real interesting part. The sandblasters. Oh bam, what? Oh, they are doubling as sieves? Oh yeah, right, they are. They're doubling as sieves. Bam. Bam, that is effective damage. Look at that thing. They're just sandblasting away, popping here in the Rollo, the winner of the losers bracket. And of course, when we have a tournament, it is always to some extent luck based, because obviously it matters which opponent you are facing. And these sandblasting shells, they're just digging pretty deep here. That's pretty interesting. Look at that. If they're focusing in the front here, I suppose they're gonna dig down some deep holes here, and due to this being an airship, those deep holes can be absolutely devastating. Resolute is behind, and Rollo in front of us by Imp is actually in the lead here too. I love these little rear crank cannons, they're so funny. Well, the drilling mechanism. I don't know where it's trying to target. It's just weird. Should probably be set up to target hot blocks, but I don't know how anyone set it up, so easy to check, easy to check. Oh yeah, we have some scary parts falling out of here. Look at that, that's some custom jet engines, obviously. Excuse my keyboard there. I will not recommend anyone to get the Corsair keyboard, to be quite honest. There are some issues, yeah. But better a Corsair keyboard than a Lenovo laptop. We're not sponsored by any tech company, so I can... I'll make some videos going through honest recommendations of what to avoid and what to use here. Very interesting. So, please let me lock on. The Resolute is indeed shooting at those clamshells. She is keeping her ground here. Some damage still gets through, but like not that much, to be honest. Despite this, the Rollola, she's still in the lead, and the Resolute is behind. Look at that indeed. I like these little windows, by the way. They're like very cozy. Well. Getting some shells incoming, and they are being killed by Resolute's civs setup. Yes. Well, the battle is just continuing here. It's like... it's surprisingly uneventful. I would have suspected that the sandblasting damage would actually deal some quicker damage. I did not expect so much of its firepower to be spent on switching targets and shooting at those incoming clamshells instead. A lot of the outputs are of course hurt, so there is that. There has been some updates to the game, you see. Honestly, I think that if the Resolute did not shoot at the incoming clamshells and just focused on dealing damage towards the Rollo, I actually think the Rollo would already have been dead by now. Because this sandblasting strat we're using here is pretty neat. Now, I tried to lock on to some shells, and this was a big mistake. But funny thing with airships, when they get hurt, however, they can sink pretty quickly. Resolute 82%, Rollola's imp at 93. Man, that they're switching target and working, like doing double duty as civs is not to its advantage. It's like the Gimle's lambs. For many opponents it would actually be much better if the Gimle did not try to use its lambs at all, but just dealing damage to the enemy. That would be much more effective, especially airships like the Rollo. Dealing damage with lasers is usually better than whatever you can protect yourself with laser. And it's kind of same for civs cannons. Making them doing double work as civs isn't the best idea if it's not very controlled ranges or stuff like that. Perhaps the UCS Resolute, after all, will not be able to beat the Rollola, despite my assumptions or guesses that it would. Really nice to have the UCS Resolute here in the finals. But of course, the first place is already decided, and together with that, the second and third place as well. So it's not like this is changing anything. Well. The UCS Resolute at 69.7%. We do not know for certain, but the Rollola seems to indeed have been stronger than it anyways. So it was a really nice to just check out. Interesting to see. But it's still at 93%. Oh my lord, look at that unload of chemical firepower. Resolute is being brought down to 66%. Damn! We got the gun still working here, but I don't think it matters very much. Honestly, I think we should look at the brackets just so that you can see how they look like. Yeah. As a recap. Well, here we have the brackets. You can see Gimle after party, Rack and Slag, Argente Gris, Valantis, Super Meg, Old Jack, New Jack, Royal Bastard, Nevada, Super Annihilator, Gimle Mark II, Resolute, Millennium Zenith, Singularity V2, BBS 5th Season version 2, CBX, Exerfire, and then our new popping in Rollo. We got the BB Gunner. We got the Obelisk Gate, Capsized Catastrophe, Arc 2, Haragnor, and the Haggle Slag, and the CNF Peach. Beautiful designs, but at our semifinals we got Rollo, Obelisk Gate, UCS Resolute, Haggle Slag, but the winner was of course the Rollo by Imp. So the only design that Imp submitted that lost against the Gimle is the best in losers bracket. And we even tried it against the Resolute because I thought it would have had a better chance. Anyways, second place then goes to which was it now? BBS Obelisk Gate, and Haggle Slag is 2 and 3rd place in whatever order it was. And all 3 of them are going to be seen in the Gimle brackets in the official double elimination. Now over here we actually reached the time limit, but the UCS Resolute is indeed about to despawn and Rollo would have won. Anyways, if you shared my suspicion, you can rest assured that the Rollo is just completely much more strong anyways. Yeah. Well, big congratulations to Imp. You have a really good chance of winning the winners bracket too, since even the ship that was sent to losers bracket will now return to the winners brackets. And well, the rest of your ships are already there, so man, your statistical chance of winning the entire tournament is like great. So congratulations in advance, I guess. We'll see. There are some really strong designs that are not built by Imp that's there too, and they might as well just take home the entire party. Anyways, huge thanks for watching the losers bracket of the Gimle tournament. Again, keep tuned, and if you liked the video, do leave a like, it helps a lot. And again, huge thanks to anyone who's supporting the channel in the ecclesiarchy, in the army of Gmodism, and in the government of Gmodism, which is the best option if you want to support the channel and basically pay the least amount in transfer fees and platform fees and whatever. It's pretty direct. In any case, thanks for watching. This is your host Eric of Gmodism, and we'll be back very soon. So see you. Bye.